I have a question from a Bulldog Mindset member who is in a relationship, and there's some issues with it, as there are in many relationships. So if you're in a relationship, or you've been in a relationship, or you're married, whatever it is, this video should help you out to be able to be the man that you can be without being a pushover, without being overly harsh, especially, in this case, his wife is pregnant. So that's what we're going to be breaking down in this video. If you guys are just joining me for the first time, I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence, how to get the physique you want, how to get the girls you want, and how to go from the victim mindset to the Bulldog mindset. Click that subscribe button. Join us. Also, if you haven't already taken the quiz, it's up here on the cards. 10 questions will tell you your Bulldog score. All right, so we're going to jump right into this here. And he says here, I'm a BM member, but mainly take your guidance from the podcast still. You regularly mention Discord server. Can I get an invite or the link, please? So if you want to get on the Discord server, guys, you just join the Bulldog Mindset membership. The link is down below. And then in the resources section of the membership, you'll see there's a link to join the Discord server. You just have to click that link and you can join and be part of the Discord discussion on there. Highly recommend that you do that if you haven't already. And check out the membership if you haven't already. So he says here, love the work you're doing to reposition yourself. The group completely embraced the man of value, high class approach. Keep up the good work. Thanks for your ongoing efforts. And guys, like I said, if you've been following me, I'm sort of doing that. I'm trying to reposition things because I'm realizing that, and there's some, I'm not going to completely go away from any kind of pickup type of content, but I'm going to steer more towards being the high value, high character, principled man and men in relationships, as opposed to the pickup. Now, there's obviously some reasons for that, but one of the greatest reasons is because I'm finding that's what we actually need. Okay, we don't need men trying to be alpha or trying to be red pill and all this stuff. There's enough of that. It's sending the wrong message. Okay, so let's go on here. He says, I've also a question ties into a little to the women test you on the good advice about drawing a line and walking away. I'm married, one baby and one due in June, so I'm wanting this one to be a lifer. Okay. So that said, we've been winding each other up for a long while now. And so the generic question is how to start and implement some of the suggestions that are basics to put in place and work on first, so that step by step, I can get back to the man I used to be, more of at least, can step away from me getting frustrated and angry quite so quickly. Nothing like physical anger, but the snap, fuck this, fuck you, bit that rises so quickly when she's being a prick about things. Okay. So let's kind of discuss this first of all. So, how do you implement some of these things? How do you go from being sort of this walked all over, very emotional man to being a stable rock type of a man in a relationship? And obviously you don't want to just walk away. All right. You don't want to just walk away, especially this guy. He's got a pregnant wife here. He's got one kid. He wants her to be a lifer. She should be a lifer. And you can influence that a lot as a man, because you can nurture a woman and make her into the woman that she's capable of being. Okay. I know this sounds really weird, but you guys have to trust me on this, that it's your responsibility as a man to be the leader of your house and to lead in such a way that you provide the soil, you provide the water, you provide the nurture to make that woman into a great woman that she's capable of being. Now, is it going to take in all cases? No, it's not going to take in all cases, but you're going to have a lot better success when you take that responsibility and realize that that's the way that things happen, that women in a relationship are more a reflection of the man than vice versa. In fact, women are in a relationship a reflection of the man they're with. And so you increase your value in who you are as a man, and you respond in the right way, and you nurture her in the right way, and you will be able to change the dynamic. Okay. I know that is heresy for many of you guys that are listening to this channel, that have listened to a lot of other content creators that are telling you otherwise, but go ahead, be a solo failed marriage, failed relationship man who's a MGTOW guy or whatever. Go ahead, have fun. If you want to do that, that's fine. But if you want to actually have a lifer type of meaningful relationship, then listen to what I'm saying, All right. Now, what does he say here? Okay, so how can he implement these things and get back to that and not get frustrated and get angry so quickly? Okay, so The big thing here is not being emotional, right? Is having emotional mastery, right? I have some lessons in Bulldog Mindset membership. If you haven't already checked it out, I know that the gentleman emailing me here does have access to it. So go click the link down below if you haven't already joined the Bulldog Mindset membership, but check out the 3 steps to emotional mastery, because that's the first step. Is you need to be able to master your own emotions, okay? You need to be able to set clear boundaries with a woman. Forget that you're married. Forget that you have kids. Forget that she's pregnant. There is a point where you will not tolerate it, where you will walk out even then, even because there has to be, it cannot be unconditional. Sometimes you have to tell your girl, you have to be like, look, I'll be with you forever. Okay. I'll never cheat on you. I'll be with you forever as long as you treat me right. That's it. Right. If you don't treat me right, I'm gone. That's it. That's the only condition that you need to really have is as long as you treat me right. And that covers a lot of different things, but she should be treating you like a king. All right. Now, you're not going to get treated like a king if you haven't earned that respect. Okay. And you've been acting in a way that doesn't earn that respect. If you're whiny, if you're yelling, if you're fuck this, fuck you, all this stuff, being a whiny little bitch, of course, she's not going to treat you like a king and not treat you like respect. You're going to have to earn that. You're going to have to rebuild that trust so that she can trust you and know that you're a strong, capable man. So you have to set down some ground rules, right? So instead of getting into this pattern that you probably have been in before, where she does something that pisses you off, she acts like a bitch or whatever, and then you fire back, fuck you, fuck this, right? All right. Instead, what you have to do is you have to set some ground rules. And when she violates those things, when she does something, snaps off at you, says something inappropriate, does something inappropriate, that you simply express your distaste for it. You just say, I don't like that. Don't do that. Don't talk to me that way. Don't give me that kind of attitude. Right? I don't like this. Right? That's all. You're just making the statement. All right? You just express disapproval. You don't get angry. Okay? You don't get into an argument. You don't fight about it. You just express disapproval. You just tell her. You tell her what the boundary is. In fact, there's a really good book. It's a Christian book. It's called Boundaries. I recommend it all the time on this channel, but go check it out. In fact, in the book, the Bulldog Mindset membership, there's a book summary on this book, on the Boundaries book. Go check that out if you haven't already. But it's a really good book. Okay. It talks about boundaries, but essentially that's what you do. You just express your distaste, right? Something that you dislike. He says, I've definitely struggled. We're struggling. I guess everyone does, to find a balance of being new parents, time for yourself, time for each other, time for the baby, plus juggling all the standard work, plus fucked up sleep pains. Okay. What I'll say about that is that's just life, man. Like, that's going to happen. And the thing is, you have to put her first. She has to put you first. Otherwise, things are not going to work out, even above the baby. Right? It has to be like that, right? Obviously, you have to take care of the baby, obviously. But she has to put you first. You have to put her first. That's just how it has to go. Now, you have to be smart enough. Obviously, you've got situations in your hand. It's difficult, right? You're going through a difficult phase. So you got to work together. But it doesn't mean that you let her get away with some bullshit, okay? You can be under stress and still treat people correctly, all right? So what happens is stress often makes the true colors of a person emerge, right? Because when we're not under stress, we can sort of put on an act, right? But when we become under stress, we can't put on that act anymore. And so it's good when people get stressed out to see how they behave. And that's where you can correct some of those behaviors, even in yourself, right? So if you're reacting and being like a little whiny bitch because you're stressed out, that's a problem. You need to correct that behavior in yourself. You need to nip that in the bud and be like, look, I'm not going to do this anymore. And you need to correct the behavior. But if she's acting out just because she's under stress, she's giving you a message. That's what her true colors are. That's what she really thinks about you. Okay. That's her real level of respect for you. And so you cannot tolerate that. You can have some patience. You can be like, look, I know you're under stress. I'm under stress too. I know we're both low on sleep, babe, but do not talk to me like that. There's not an excuse for doing that, for disrespecting me. I don't disrespect you. I expect likewise that you don't disrespect me. Every once in a while, people slip up. That's fine. But I'm telling you now, I don't like it, and don't do it. Okay. That's all you should have to say. If she really loves you, okay, let's say if she really respects you, then she will acknowledge that and say, okay, I'm sorry, whatever, or I won't do it again, or at least I'll try not to do that again, right? But many cases with the history you're telling me, she's gonna rip off on you when you say that. And again, what are you gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna train you guys. You're not going to engage You do not get into the argument. You let her say what she wants to say. That's fine. You've expressed your disapproval, and then you check out, right? What I mean by that is that you actually use your feet. You don't necessarily leave the marriage, okay? But if there's enough of it, you need to. Instead, you just distance yourself. You don't give her help with things that she wants help with. You don't do her favors, okay? You just go and do your own thing, right? So regardless of being under stress, that's fine, but you still have to have those standards, all right? Standards are important. Now, I'd say she's really negative, protective mindset, whereas I'm more positive about life. Most men and women, that's usually how it is. But ironically, I've become much more negative towards our personal outlook. I perceive things to be worse between us than she feels, believes, and trying to clear what my boundaries are and what I'm willing to accept, not for the next 30 to 40 years. I'm not sure I can deal with never discussing and agreeing on a future path solution to our problem. So you set the course, my friend. Okay, I get what you're saying, right? See, women in relationships, sometimes it'll be like, it won't be good for you because you're not getting your needs met, but it's fine. Like she's willing to, she's already, I don't want to say settled, but in many women's minds, they have settled and they're okay with that because they're like, well, this is the full package. I want this. And, again, people say beta provider or whatever, beta bucks. Forget about that. Unbrainwash yourself from that bull crap. All right. Instead, there's some truth to it. There's a kernel of truth to it. Okay, which is that she's maybe settled and said, okay, well, this guy, this is what he's going to be for me. And that's fine. He's not going to be the strong man that I wanted, but that's fine because I've got a family. I got these things. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Okay. That's not okay with you. You want a higher level. You have a higher level of expectation, which is good. Okay. But that's why you're the man. And that's why you're called to make this happen. But you can't argue your way or discuss your way to this to a degree. To a degree you can, but instead you just have to chart, you set the vision for the relationship that you want to have. And then you chart the course there and you help her to get on that boat because you have to drive the boat. You can't be like, hey, this is how I'd like to paddle the boat. Would you like to paddle the boat with me? No, you got to be like, I'm paddling the boat, get in. All right. And so that's what you got to do. All right. So don't try and argue your way. Don't try and logic your way. Right. You just start doing what you need to do and leading as a man. And, but that's going to require you improving yourself and responding correctly. All right. Now, especially being pregnant, how much is a valid excuse for being more of a knob than normal hormones? Okay. So get this point. All right. Okay, she's going to be more emotional. That's fine. More stressed. That's fine. Okay. Like I said, she might need to vent more. That's fine. She can do that. She can be emotional. She can cry. She can be a wreck. Okay. She can be a mess of a person. Okay. She can be angry at other people. Okay. She can do whatever. She can spaz out. She can get irritated real quickly. That's fine. All those things are fine. And you can allow her to do all those things and allow her to vent on you. And don't get angry. Don't get upset. Don't react to that. Those are all fine. What she can't do is directly disrespect you. Okay. That's it. You just have to have those boundaries. And there's some things that maybe, if you want something or you obviously, let's just take a quick example, right? She doesn't get to just decide what you're eating, where you're going out to eat every single night if you're going out to eat, right? You want to go eat somewhere. You tell her, okay, and she doesn't just get to do that, right? So that's another example. Just because she's hormonal or whatever, and she can throw a fit about it, that's fine. But you're gonna express what you want as well. You see what I'm saying? So don't conflate the idea of women being emotional with being bad. Okay, women being emotional is not bad. Okay, in fact, it's good at times. It's a counterpart to your masculinity of being more stoic. It's fine. What's bad is there's bad emotion, there's good emotion. Just like there's good stoicism, there's bad stoicism, okay? Bad emotion is anger is redirected at you, okay? It's disrespecting you. Is releasing an emotional torrent on you, at you, okay? A torrent on you of venting, that's fine. That's what you're supposed to be as a man, is to be that sounding board, is to give her that security and that trust. And women need to vent, okay? Really important for you to understand a relationship. But she doesn't get to disrespect you. The same thing with being stoic, right? You could be a stoic person who doesn't let external things affect them, doesn't go through, get angry, doesn't allow people to get to them. Okay, and behaves in a stoic way. But you could also be a stoic person who is stoic in the bad sense, in the sense that you don't care about anything. You're apathetic to everything. You're like, you're a sociopath. Okay, that's not good, right? So emotional is not bad, all right? And she'll be more emotional being pregnant. That's fine, all right? in general, 80-20, we're grand. She's a class girl. We laughed, been through loads together, and we've created a little legend so far. Early days, hey. So I'm game for making things work through small improvements. Just want to know the most valuable start steps, especially when one of the key struggles is the inability to productively discuss things. Thanks for your help, John. Appreciate the objective insight and guidance. Okay. Now, you can train a girl, okay, to be able to discuss things, okay, productively. And you should have good discussion, conversation in your relationship. That's important, to have good communication, but it has to be communication. If she's not listening, if she's yelling, if she's whatever, acting emotional, you're not having a discussion and it's not going to work. So you need to change tactics. All right. And you just need to nip it in the bud. So if you try to have a discussion with her and she starts acting emotional towards you and disrespecting you, then you stop the conversation. You're not going to have that conversation now. Okay. You can just tell her, you can say, hey, look, I want to talk with you about this, but you're not going to talk to me that way. That's it. That's all. You don't give any more explanation. That's it. And then you stop talking. You leave the room. You go somewhere. You do something. You go work. Okay. She'll get the hint over time. It's going to take 5 times, 10 times of you doing this, of you shutting down the conversation as soon as she disrespects you. Then she'll get the hint. Then she'll get it and she'll realize, hey, if I want to talk to this guy, what I have to do is I have to behave. I cannot be a prick about it. Okay. I have to actually, be reasonable. Okay. So that's it, guys. If you haven't checked out the membership, $7 for the first month, go check it out and hope this helps you.